Love is the only sane and satisfactory answer to the problem of human existence. Man is the only animal for whom his own existence is a problem which he has to solve. Not he who has much is rich, but he who gives much. To die is poignantly bitter, but the idea of having to die without having lived is unbearable. The task we must set for ourselves is not to feel secure, but to be able to tolerate insecurity. Creativity requires the courage to let go of certainties. One cannot be deeply responsive to the world without being saddened very often. The capacity to be puzzled is the premise of all creation, be it in art or in science. Only the person who has faith in himself is able to be faithful to others. Love is an act of faith, and whoever is of little faith is also of little love. The whole life of the individual is nothing but the process of giving birth to himself. The successful revolutionary is a statesman, the unsuccessful one a criminal. The only truly affluent are those who do not want more than they have. Selfish persons are incapable of loving others, but they are not capable of loving themselves either. The danger of the past was that men became slaves. The danger of the future is that man may become robots. Immature love says, I love you because I need you. Mature love says, I need you because I love you. In love the paradox occurs that two beings become one and yet remain two. Greed is a bottomless pit which exhausts the person in an endless effort to satisfy the need without ever reaching satisfaction. Man is alone and he must try to overcome his aloneness and share with others. The most important step in mental health is to learn to love oneself. Love is the only answer to the problem of human existence. There is no meaning to life except the meaning man gives his life by the unfolding of his powers. The capacity to doubt is intimately related to the capacity to learn and create. Who will tell whether one happy moment of love or the joy of breathing or walking on a bright morning and smelling the fresh air is not worth all the suffering and effort life implies? Freedom does not mean license but the wisdom to choose what is right for oneself. In the 19th century the problem was that God is dead. In the 20th century the problem is that man is dead. The deepest need of man is the need to overcome his separateness, to leave the prison of his aloneness. Modern man thinks he loses something, time, when he does not do things quickly. Yet he does not know what to do with the time he gains, except kill it. The aim of life is to be fully born, though its tragedy is that most of us die before we are thus born. To have faith requires courage, the ability to take a risk, the readiness even to accept pain and disappointment. To hope means to be ready at every moment for that which is not yet born. The ability to be alone is the condition for the ability to love. The danger of the past was that men became slaves. The danger of the future is that men may become robots. It is not society that is to blame for individuals' actions, rather it is the individual's own choices. The first step in loving someone is to learn to love oneself. We live in a society of growing numbers of people who feel no sense of purpose or direction in life. Being is more than having, loving is more than possession. Love is a decision, it is a judgment, it is a promise. The true meaning of love is that it becomes the symbol of a person's faith and devotion to another. If I am what I have, and if I lose what I have, who then am I? The ultimate choice for a man, inasmuch as he is given to transcend himself, is to create or destroy, to love or to hate. To love means to commit oneself without guarantee, to give oneself completely in the hope that our love will produce love in the loved person. Reason flows like water when we become aware of our own thinking. The tragedy of man is that he dies before he is fully born. A person who loves others is equally able to love themselves. People need a sense of identity and purpose in their lives to feel that life has meaning. All human beings are in need of the same fundamental things: love, happiness, peace, and understanding. Love is an art, and like any art, it requires practice, patience, and dedication. Only by living in harmony with oneself and the world around one can one achieve true happiness. To be able to listen to others without any judgment is one of the highest forms of love. Most people are not aware of their potential for love and creativity because they are too busy with their daily routines. True freedom requires self-discipline and the courage to make choices that are consistent with our values. The act of loving is an expression of our power to create and transcend. We can only be free when we are responsible for our own actions and accept the consequences of our choices. The more a person loves, the more they expand their capacity to understand the world around them. Self-love is the foundation for all healthy relationships. Life's greatest mystery is that each of us has the potential to be both creator and destroyer. Man's task in life is to give birth to himself, to become what he potentially is. If a person loves only one other person and is indifferent to others, his love is not love, but a symbiotic attachment. The meaning of life is to create and to give love in every form. The person who loves has achieved a state of completeness and can love without expecting anything in return. The basic condition for love is the overcoming of one's separateness. The highest form of love is to be able to see a person fully, without any distortion. The greatest form of courage is the courage to be oneself. Love is not a passive emotion, but a decision that one makes to open one's heart to another. True happiness comes from the understanding and acceptance of oneself. The ability to love is the ability to go beyond one's ego and open oneself to others. Love is the process of living in harmony with one's true nature. Only when a person has the courage to face their fears and anxieties can they truly be free. The greatest gift we can give to another person is our own growth. Man's deepest need is to escape from the prison of his loneliness. The purpose of life is to live in a way that is in harmony with our deepest values and beliefs. True love is rooted in understanding and compassion. The art of loving requires a deep understanding of oneself and one's partner. The act of creating is the highest form of human expression. Love is a way of knowing the other person's soul. Freedom is achieved when we take full responsibility for our own lives. In love, there is no place for fear, for love gives courage and strength. Love cannot be bought or sold, it must be freely given. The process of living fully requires courage, as it demands that we face the unknown. True love requires patience, as it takes time to understand and appreciate another person. The purpose of love is to transcend our isolation and bring us closer to others. To love means to be fully present in the moment with another person. The capacity to love is rooted in the capacity to give. Love is not just an emotion, it is a way of being in the world. Happiness is the outcome of living in harmony with our inner values. To love is to see another person fully, without judgment or expectation. The ability to be happy comes from the ability to be true to oneself. True freedom is the ability to choose one's own path in life. The act of love is an act of faith in oneself and in the other person. Only through love can we truly understand the nature of life. The purpose of life is to grow, to change, and to discover who we really are. The only way to be fully alive is to live in the present moment. True happiness is the result of living in a way that is consistent with one's values and beliefs. To love fully is to give oneself without reservation. The essence of love is the willingness to open oneself to the other. The journey of self-discovery is a journey of love and understanding. The meaning of life is found in the pursuit of love and understanding. The capacity to be alone is the basis of the capacity to love. True love requires that we let go of our egos and open our hearts to others. Happiness is achieved when we live in harmony with our true selves. Freedom is found in the acceptance of one's limitations. To love someone is to understand them without judgment. True freedom is the freedom to be oneself. The essence of love is compassion and understanding. To love is to live in the moment, without fear or hesitation. The greatest form of love is the love that is given freely, without expectation. True happiness is the result of living in alignment with our deepest values. The purpose of life is to find our true selves and to live in harmony with others. The act of love is the act of knowing another person fully. Love is the bridge that connects us to others and to the world around us. The mature response to the problem of existence is love. I cannot know who I am, because I don't know which part of me is not me. An illusion shared by everyone becomes a reality. They were more free, but they were more alone. At the very moment when man is on the verge of realizing his hope, he begins to lose it. Few parents have the courage and independence to care more for their children's happiness than for their success.